I wasn't groomed into that. Was April groomed? No, April, there was an older man. Like, look, there's a pattern here. April had a boyfriend. He had a job at Zurich. He was a factory worker. And, she would tell me things about him, but now I worry that she was fibbing a little bit and that he might have been a decent enough guy. He might have been a good dude. But I had a show that she was a fan of. I had a following. I had more money than the other guy, more stuff than the other guy. And she went ahead and she went from that relationship to one with me. And it was great. And it was wonderful. And we fell in love and it was awesome. Love, maybe I have to put in air quotes. Well, then here comes a guy and I was about 5 years older than April's boyfriend. Well, now here comes a guy 5 years older than me. More money, more of a show, more of an audience, more other stuff. And then she starts gravitating to that person and she starts falling for that person. And do you understand the pattern I'm putting forward here?
Yes. Anthony has a shot.
Kumi is next. Oh, Missy, look out for this fucking broad. No, there's a pattern there. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm saying that's what I've recognized. So I don't think it was grooming. People are putting up this tweet of April where she says, everyone stop worrying about little old me. This is from February when people were talking about the bikini thing. She's like, stop worrying about little old me. I have agency over myself. I can make my own decisions. But then she tweeted to Ralph and she texted me, I'm not an addict. Somebody did this to me. Well, which one is it? Do you have agency and you make your own decisions, or did somebody do this to you? Which one is it? You gotta, the way she went from her boyfriend to me to Nick, that to me, I have to recognize that pattern. I don't have to draw any conclusions from it, but I have to recognize that pattern. It exists. It's there. The grooming thing, I think that makes it easier for maybe me or Keanu or Gino to rationalize why somebody they cared about so much changed so much and won't acknowledge it. But I don't think that's the case. I think that her and Nick were doing all this stuff together. And when people get together and they're doing substances and things, they will convince each other that they're all fine. And that the person trying to shut things down is wrong. And they're bad. So I can't, maybe the audience agrees with Keanu, maybe the audience agrees with me, but I don't think it was a grooming situation. I don't
know enough about everybody involved to really put like my finger on it one way or the other. But I will say I can see where people feel like it's a grooming situation just with the way everything played out.
Sure.
But yeah, the idea that you can't be groomed or whatever because you're of a certain age is one thing that I don't subscribe to, just because grooming isn't really about age as so much as about psychological. I mean, it's harder with older people, but I don't necessarily think that was like a directed, intended thing. If any of that happened, it was purely circumstantial just from everything going on.
And you can
just from living there and being part of it. It wasn't like that was the aim.
And you can blame Nick. If you're Keanu, you can blame Nick for what you see as grooming, sure. But I also put us all, I put her and I in that position. Like, I bear some responsibility, too. And, like, once I realized there was a problem, it was too late, and she would fucking crucify me for bringing it up. So, there's plenty of blame to go around. So, I understand you and Keanu's point on the grooming thing. I understand that. I get that. But my thing is, it's hard for me to even think about because I lost that person a long time ago, months ago. Mm-hmm. I lost that person, like who they truly were, and it got replaced by somebody else, at least when they would talk to me, when I would have experience with them.
100%.
Yeah, it really is. She's impressionable and young.
I don't know if Nick's a groomer. Nick's very manipulative. Nick's very gaslighty. Nick wants things his way, and he wants to bend the universe to his will. He's a remarkably mentally unhealthy person who won't admit he's mentally unhealthy. Difference between Nick and I know I'm fucked up.